Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Laura with Stitchin with Laura. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody is having a great Sunday and a great weekend. Well, today as you can see we're going to start this one. It's called Bless My Family, but it says Bless Our Home here in the middle. So go figure. We're going to be, got a piece of fuzz. We're going to start right back here in this background area. So yeah, let's get started. And the color today is 800. If I can get it off of there. And it's kind of a pale blue. We're going to be stitching this lime green color, and I do have it sitting sideways. So let me pull you in so you can see what is happening. So how we doing, guys? Oh my goodness, it's Sunday already. Yep, I'm going to have to turn it completely upside down, just so we can stitch where we need to stitch. And I don't have to hold on to a whole bunch. So yeah. Oh, yesterday was a nice and quiet and calm day. I sat in my rocking chair, had the drapes open, and watched the birds at the bird feeder, and stitched on, let's see, I stitched on the rabbit girl, and the teacups, and something else. I think it was the hairpins. Yeah. So that was like off and on all day. Finally got the rest of the vegetable lasagna put in the freezer, and just gonna pull you a little bit, come on, just a little bit further here. Rest of the lasagna into the freezer in their little Ziploc bags, so I can take them out one at a time and have them. Then after I got that all cleaned up, I made my chicken tortilla soup. That took, oh, I don't think it took an hour to fix, but I mean, as far as whipping it together, and I let it simmer there until it got a little bit thick. I had that, oh, about 1:30. And then I had it later on in the evening for dinner. Yeah, it turned out great. And I put a few extra things in it. I usually just get red and, yeah, not red, green and red, like peppers in there, but they had them on sale for 3 for some stupid amount, so I bought 3 of them. And I usually just add black beans to it, but I added a can of red beans. Okay, you have just got to go today. You're just kicking my butt. Yes, and then I added a can of diced tomatoes, and I mashed those up. I have one of those things that you're supposed to use for, you could probably, I don't know if you could mash potatoes with it, but you can mash ground beef, that kind of thing with it, or sausage if you were cooking it all up, just as, you know, loose meat. So I mashed up a whole can of tomatoes, added a can of Rotel, and another can of just regular diced tomatoes, because I like it to have that kind of tomatoey flavor. And I got a cold rotisserie chicken and deboned that. Sorry about that. I had to sneeze. So, cut that all up and fried the not fried, but sauteed the onions and the peppers and a little bit of garlic, real garlic, to that. Then added in all the cut up pieces of chicken and the beans and the green. I put 2 cans of green chilies in there and all my seasonings and some water and what do you call it? Chicken bouillon. I have chicken bouillon cubes that I use, so I used 2 or 3 of those and just let it come to a boil and adjusted my seasonings here, there, and everywhere. I usually put like salt, pepper, seasoned salt, garlic salt, cumin, chili powder, smoked paprika, some pepper flakes, and then I have this stuff. It's called Tony Ketcher's Cajun seasoning. I don't know if you can get that where you live. My mother used to have to send it to me because I couldn't get it where I lived, but I've been using that stuff for probably 30 years. It has a nice mix of Cajun seasoning and a little salt, a little pepper, and we're good. And sometimes I make it hotter, you know, more spicier, and others not so much. So it turned out great. Oh, and I add like maybe 2 tablespoons of lime to it. Some people like more lime in it. I don't put cilantro in it. I can't stand cilantro. And what else? I think that's about it. It's a bunch of stuff, but it was stuff that I've always got because I'm always making my green chili or red chili or red beans and rice, so most of that goes into that. So it's something we always have on the shelf. Seems like I cook more Mexican food than I do Chinese food sometimes. So I got that all done, so I will have that tomorrow when I come home. And then maybe about Tuesday I'll put it in the freezer. But I only made a 6-quart batch. I call it 6-quart, whatever the size of a Dutch oven is. So, yeah. And it makes enough to put, 3 to 5 bags into the freezer, and then I can pull them out on one of those cold, frosty February mornings. It usually doesn't make it that long. I usually eat it up in about a month. So, I'm really pleased with that recipe. And I looked up a whole bunch on YouTube. And, like, if you go to Yahoo or Google, you know, I Googled it that way as well. So, some I didn't like the way those were all put together. And, let me get this needle where it needs to be. Come on. Put that right there. Did have a viewer send me a picture of a project that they're working on, and I'll put that right in here. All right. Thank you, Sharon, for sending me the picture. The pattern is by Teresa Kogut, and I'm not sure, she didn't mention what the name of that pattern was, but it's going to be a biscornu. So that's the top of the biscornu. So she said she'd send pictures when she got, you know, the rest of it all put together and everything. Thank you for sharing. If anybody else would like to share a picture of something that they're working on, my email address is down in the description box below, and I will get it into the next Stitch with Me as soon as I possibly can. Let me get that needle somewhere. Move my poor pincushion. It's used all the time. Thank you. I think it was Anita that sent that. I use it all the time. Let's see, where are we going to go here? Thought we'd start in the background and work our way out on this. Well, I mean, the background of this little scenario, if you will. Might as well get the big part done, right? I always put the big parts off until close to the end. I just can't not. So I'll just try to get this section of green done. And then I'll work on those beautiful flowers that are on both sides of the, is it an arbor? Is that the word? Is that the word? If it is, comment below, because I can't remember. You know what I mean. Arch, arbor. You know, I know so much stuff, but, you know, it's all kind of fading. And I used the wrong word for whatever it actually is. So I made some progress on the little girl bunny. I did finish my teacup for the week. I mean, not the back stitching, don't get excited. Sometimes, you know, that might happen in a millennium or so. But I finished the cross stitching. So I'll start a new one on Monday. I told you I had a bunch of threads, you know, like if I use this color, I'll go take it down to another part, you know, and put it there so it's waiting for me when I get to that one. So I finished a couple threads that away because they were just kind of getting on my last nerve. So yeah, I am not a person to park threads, not for very long. So I try to keep it out of my eyesight, if you will. So I have no grand plans for today or doing anything fun or spectacular. Just gonna sit and stitch. And it was a little windy, like periodically, off and on yesterday, and it finally got over it. But it wasn't anything like, what was that, Friday? Oh my goodness, that was horrible. I think it was still blowing when I went to bed Friday night. Well, Saturday morning, theoretically, but you know what I mean. It was like, what the heck? And then it just came and went yesterday. But it was in the high 50s. So I expect, hopefully, today will be like that as well, so I can sit in my chair and maybe I'll just sit and stitch on the hairpins or Watertown, get a little more done with that. We'll just see what happens. It's been kind of chilly in the mornings, though. Not, you know, it's like 30, in the 30s. Mid to high 30s. So, yeah. Fun times. Fun times ahead, I can tell. And I didn't look at the week weather, so, you know, as to what the temperatures will be, but nobody said anything about that nasty 4-letter word, you know, so. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that. Well, we almost got this section done. Got a few more stitches to put in it. And this is in all 3 of the ones, this one, and then this one, just to kind of make it like a top border, if you will. Yeah. I'm looking forward to this. I can stitch on these little projects here, there, and everywhere. And maybe I might actually finish something. The girl bunny, she's running in first place. Second is the teacups. So this will totally be in last place after last week. So we can just keep working on it a little bit at a time when I get tired of working on the big ones. So I kind of go here, there, and everywhere. I finished as much on the bunny as I wanted. Then I went to the teacups and finished what I needed there. And then, you know, it was just freestyle, you know. Whatever I wanted to stitch on. But I feel like I've left 6 behind that I wanted to stitch on as well, you know. Like that harvest one and Joy on a Branch, and there was something else in between all that. Yeah. What can I say? But they'll all stay out. Then I can just randomly pick them up. So it works well for me. I usually leave the ones out I review that I did on my floss tube. I leave them out for about a week, and if I don't touch them after that week, then they get put right over that way, so that they're readily available when I remember that I have them to stitch on. That's my routine. And of course, Watertown Memory and the girls, they always stay out, because I just pick them up and put 3 or 4 threads in it and feel like I did something. All right, we got that. Let me get my cat. Figure out where I can set that at. Oh my goodness. It's becoming precarious up there. Let me pull that out. Here we go. So we got that little part done, so we'll just keep working. I really want to start those flowers. Get those in there. And then we'll see. I don't think I can do one of those a week. It's going to be about 2 weeks. This one maybe not so much, but that one in the middle, you know. Some of them are bigger than others. Let's put it that way. All right, guys. Thanks for joining me today. I sure do appreciate each and every one of you. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. And please hit the bell. That way you'll know when my next video comes out. Stay safe. Stay healthy. We'll see you next time. God bless. Bye-bye. Keep stitching.